Welcome to the Career Fair Prep Workshop. My name is Miguel Martinez. I'm the Employer Relations Specialist, and we're very happy to have you learn a bit more about how to prepare for a career fair. A couple things we want to make sure that you understand, and things that you need to do to prepare. One, you want to know a little bit about yourself. What can you bring to the organization? What skills do you have? Two, you want to make sure you know who's coming to the job fair, what employers are coming, what organizations, and what opportunities they have to offer. You also want to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. So, do you have the right attire? Plenty of resumes are going to be important, and we're going to talk about a little bit about the 30-second commercial. So, who are you? What do you bring to the table? So typically I do this workshop where I like to sit down with the students and have them reflect on their journey. What as a student have you learned? How has your academic work prepared you for your industry? What past employment opportunities have you had that you feel have prepared you for this present job? As far as internships go, what internship opportunities have you had or special projects that you worked on that have prepared you professionally? As a student leader in an organization or in a club, what did you do? What special projects did you work on? Or in your community, as a community member, were you involved in special projects, Boys and Girls Club, the Girls, Boy Scouts, and sort of things of that nature where you really were involved in the community? What accomplishments and qualifications did you have? So let's take about 5 minutes to write some things down that really talk about your experiences. And I want you to imagine you in that situation. Think of the task, think of the skills that you develop by doing those tasks, and how can you talk to an employer about those experiences? So, right now, let's take about 5 minutes, write some things down for me. Okay, welcome back. So, you wrote these things down, and I want you to start thinking of them and put them almost in like in bullets and start preparing yourself and thinking about these experiences so that when you're writing a resume or you're ready to talk to an employer, you have some sort of understanding of your experiences because that's what you want to highlight to employers. Now that we're talking about employers, the next big thing that you want to do is research. Who's participating in these job fairs? What do they have to do with that industry that you're trying to get involved with? Is it a service industry? Uh, are they selling products? What are their competitors saying about them? The more you know about the organization, the better suited you are in talking to them about how you fit into that organizational structure. Look up opportunities in their job boards or what internships do they have to offer. And what also would help is that if you could somehow customize your resume that connects you to that organization, it's very helpful. As you're preparing yourself for that 30-second commercial, you want to incorporate some of the themes that you learned in your research from an organization into your 30-second commercial. The next major thing that you want to start working on is your resume. Now, typically, I do a workshop that takes anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours just to talk about resumes. So, you're just going to get some of the basics. A couple of things that you need to understand about a resume is that they all come in like themes, right? For the most part, they all have headers, an objective. You're going to talk about your education. You're going to really focus on your experience, and you're going to highlight your skills. I'm giving you some page numbers from page 42 to 60, and that's on our career guide. I just ask that when you're reviewing the career guide, you don't copy word for word what's on there. I've seen a lot of instances where students will do that, and employers will see that. They know that you copied, and it makes you look really unprofessional. So these informations that we provide for you, these examples, they're just there to give you an example and provide a guiding of what you want to sound like. but do not copy word for word. So let's start off with the first part of your resume, right? You see Chris Morrison, bold, big names. That's important. I want to remember that name. Then you want to start off with a phone number and making sure that that phone number that you provide, that cell phone, that message is professional. Then you want to go on with your email address. Make sure it's a professional email address that you're going to pass out to the employers. Next thing you want to work on is an objective. And it's just a quick one sentence. What is this resume? Why, what opportunities are you looking for? What industry are you trying to break into? Education, make sure that you know the degree that you're earning, telling us when you're graduating, and know the school. We are California State University, Fullerton. We're not Cal State Fullerton, we're not CSUF Fullerton, but California State University Fullerton. That's the name of the campus that you're graduating from. As far as your GPA, the rule of thumb goes that if 3.5 and higher goes there automatically. If you don't, or if you have some questions, take a look at the career guide. It gives you more examples. Honors and awards, it's a great opportunity for you to show and highlight what you've been doing in your educational journey. And so don't be afraid to, highlight some of the awards and some of the great things you've done while you've been here at Cal State Fullerton. So now we're going on to relevant coursework. And a lot of students forget this. This is a great opportunity for you to highlight what classes you've taken, specifically if you could connect them to the industry. For instance, if you're going into law enforcement, put in some of your criminal justice classes. Or if you go into teaching, maybe some of your educational courses. This is a great opportunity for you to show what your curriculum, what your degree is all about, and how your degree can connect to that industry that you're trying to break into. The other aspect is you want to highlight your internships. Make sure you put the name of the company, the city and state, and the times you were there. And see how the dates lined up? Be careful. A lot of times I see students just kind of rushing it and the dates are kind of everywhere. Make sure you're staying consistent. It's what I call accessible information. It's clean, it's neat, it's free of errors, and it's from grammatical to spelling. Make sure it's easy to read, but it is also grammatically correct, I guess you would say. Then you want to work on your experiences, your job. So if you see an example, they named the company first, again, the city and the state, the time they were there, and then they wrote down their title. That's important because I'm going to read the name of the organization. If it's an organization that I'm familiar with, I have a better sense of what kind of training you receive from your prior employers. And that's, again, providing information that, a good recruiter understands and can read through. So provide clear information. Let them know what opportunities you've had in the past, the organizations you worked for in the past, and very specific on what you were in charge of. And notice that a lot of these bullets start off with action verbs. It's very important that you take ownership of what you've done in those particular instances or in those particular jobs. And don't forget your skills. And I often talk to students who feel that everyone has computer skills, so they shouldn't put them on there. Nonsense. Make sure you want to really spell out what kind of skills you have, whether it be technical, whether it be more of language. Let us know, what do you bring to the table. That's your resume. The next thing you want to work on is your 30-second commercial. So here's a quick tip, right? You want to make sure that when you're talking to someone, you're looking at them in the eyes. Have that eye contact. A good, firm handshake goes a long way. Tell them about yourself. And what do I say? There's a lot of students say, well, I'm afraid, I'm not comfortable. How do I start the conversation? Well, one, talk about your educational background. Let me know a little bit about your experiences with this organization or with the industry that you're trying to go into. Your interest in that organization or in that company, and what are your career goals. I would say you want to practice this and practice and practice. It's going to take some practice, but you want to bring it down to 30 seconds. It pays off that you have this before you come to the job fair. And so now you know what to say, you have your resume. What's next? A couple of things. You want to make sure that how you dress really shows that you're ready for the professional world. That's going to help you uh, stand out. So you don't want to come in shorts or sandals or flip flops or tank tops. You want to come in, if you're a male, you want to come with the full suit, nice tie, shaved, nice haircut, shiny shoes. Ladies, you want to make sure that you're bringing in the professional attire. And it really depends on your industry. So some of them are very fashion forward and some of them are more reserved, more conservative. So think about the company and go on their website and check out how the other people that work there, how they're dressed. And that'll give you an idea of how you should approach that organization. A couple of don'ts. You don't want to bring clothing that's too revealing. You don't want to overdo it with the makeup or the messy hair or the jeans or the sandals or the shoes, open toe shoes. You want to stay conservative, but also if that industry requires, stay that fashion forward but professional at the same time. We have plenty of workshops at the Career Center that can help you identify and how to dress for success. And I really want to recommend that you come in some of those workshops. They're really helpful. So now that you have your attire, you have your resume, you have your 30 seconds, what to expect. So the day of the career fair, we want you to come in dressed to impress. We want you ready to sell yourself and your experiences. And that's why I had you do that little activity where you really sat down and evaluated your past experience from student to past employment opportunities to internships to community involvement to your involvement on campus. Really understand what those experiences taught you because that's what you're going to be selling. That's what you're going to be talking about. I often recommend that you come by yourself because it allows you to stay focused, stay alert, and really take the activity a bit more serious. Arrive early. It's always nice, but it's not all. It's mandatory, but it's always nice because you are fresh, and the employers who are recruiting are fresh. So it's a great opportunity to really be at both of you be at your best at the same time. Talk to as many employers as possible. You'll be surprised how many students never thought about joining a certain organization until they talk to that recruiter. Be open-minded. Again, there's so many employers, there's so many opportunities. You never know where your next job is gonna land. Have a good attitude. It's so important. And remember, people are watching you. So keep that smile. Look like you really want to be there. Bring extra copies of your resume. Talk to the employers that you're really interested first. So I say have a list of 5 to 10 employers that you want to connect with. Once you finish that list, then go ahead and take as much time as possible talking to as many employers as possible. A couple of things you want to don't do. Don't bring your big purses or your backpacks or skateboards or non-essential. Leave those things behind. Leave them in your car or ask a friend to keep an eye on them. But those things kind of distract you and they really show that you're not really there as a professional. You're more there as a student. So you want to show these individuals, these recruiters, that you are ready for the professional world. So this is our career prep workshop webinar. I hope you got some great ideas. Again, we'd love for you to come down to the Career Center. We're located in LH 208. We have plenty of workshops throughout the semester, but this is something that we felt that was important that we provide to you on the web. And so good luck with landing that internship or that job. Thank you.